What is going on, Ninfriendos? Captain Alex here, and the holidays are in full effect. We are just days away from the Festival of Lights. That's why in this very special holiday episode of NintenDIY, I'm going to be teaching all of you how to make your very own Hanukkah Super Mario Bros. Themed menorah, also known as a Hanukkiah. And it looks a little something like this. So let's get started.
It's a me, Menorah.
So the first thing you're going to need for this design is an end level display for Amiibo. So this is an Amiibo display stand that comes with a bunch of different blocks that you can reassemble to make into pretty much whatever you want. This was actually only $5.99 at GameStop on clearance, so this was an amazing deal. We are also going to need some super glue. For this example, I'm going to be doing Loctite super glue, gel control. You can use any super glue you have around if you already have a brand that you like better. If you have liquid cement, anything that's going to really hold these blocks in place, go ahead and use it. Then you're also going to need some SH Figuarts Goomba with blocks sets. So I've got 3 sets here. These cost about $15 each, so they're not exactly cheap, but this is what I'm going to be using to make my candle holders for my Hanukkiah. So we need 9 candles, so each of these blocks is going to be 1 candle holder. There's 3 blocks in each. So now that we have our supplies, the first thing we want to do before building our Hanukkiah is figure out how we want to design it. Before we start cutting, gluing, pasting anything down, or manipulating this in any way, we need to know what it is going to look like as a finished product. So we've got all of our cubes set out from our our end level display, and I'm just going to put them into a design that I want the Hanukkiah to look like. Okay, so there you have the basic design of what my Hanukkiah is going to look like once everything is glued down. Now, a traditional Hanukkiah has 9 candles. You've got the 8 candles for each day of Hanukkah, and then you've got the 9th candle, the pilot candle, that is going to be used to light the rest of those candles, right? So, of course, there's only 8 holes on the base plate of this end level display. So because of that, I'm going to take the 9th candle and put it right behind candles 4 and 5 in the middle. Now, this is obviously not a very sturdy way to do this. Even if I glue it down, it just kind of hangs off the edge just a little bit too much, and it's not very stable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into the bulging part of these blocks so that this will fit a little bit more snug, and then on the very bottom, this peg that fits into the hole, I'm going to trim this down so this will be flat against the green base plate instead of on a rounded circular ledge like that. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and take a Sharpie marker or any other marker that you have that's going to write on these plastic blocks, and what we want to do is just position your pilot candle holder wherever you want it, and then just go around the back and draw some black lines on the other cubes. Just like this, just go right along the edge, like that. And then once we take these cubes out, now we have our black lines. I'm going to take my Dremel saw and just cut all of this out onto this side so that we'll have a nice indent. I'll do the same for the other set. And these, of course, like I said, I will take off this bottom peg, cut that off, make that flat, and then it should all fit together very nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so here we have it. I've already drilled out the pieces of the blocks that I need. This is obviously the 2 middle candles, and then the other one I've now taken off this peg on the bottom, so this will lie flat, flush against the green. It'll be a little bit easier to glue down that way. So I'll go ahead and put these in like this and show you what we are doing. So there we go, just like that. Now we've got a little bit of an indent so that our pilot candle will have a better ability to stay snug right in there instead of being up against this uneven, unleveled part of the blocks. So we'll take our hollowed out bottom, put it on the bottom of our stack, and then just like this, we're gonna put the flat side of the block. So there's a flat side and then there's like a beveled edge side. We're gonna put the flat side of the blocks against the hollowed out portion of our other blocks, and that will keep it nice and snug in there, just like that. And then as you can see on the very bottom, now this is flat. There's no awkward overhang because of that beveled edge that we took off. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is work on creating our candle holders and attaching them to the Hanukkiah. So we're going to be using each of these blocks as a candle holder. So the first thing we want to do is make a mark where our candle is going to go, which is going to be right in the middle of the top, and then we're going to drill a hole in it so that we can have a space for the candle to actually fill. So I'm just going to go through each of these and draw a mark right in the middle. Okay, so now that that's drawn, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how this is going to assemble when it's all said and done. So I'm going to take our plastic rod that comes with our figure art set, and we're going to attach this as well. This is where the blocks are going to stand on. So we'll attach that right to there, and then we'll set our blocks up. I'm going to want the yellow ones in the middle, and then the brown ones on each side. So it's going to set up like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 3 candles on this side, we're gonna have 3 candles on this side, and then on the front, we're going to put another 3 candles sitting down here on this ledge, because there's no ledge in the back for candles. So it's gonna be 3 high, 3 low, 3 high. All right, so let's turn this back around. Now, what I wanna do is attach this right here basically, so that from the front it looks like there are 3 blocks floating behind these 3 characters. And then of course we're going to put the candles right in there once we drill those holes. But of course this is a pretty long ledge, so I want to go ahead and trim it down to probably right in front of these holes that are already drilled into this plastic. I'll probably cut it right here to make it shorter so that this whole portion will fit almost precisely right on the other green portion. All right, now we've got our lines drawn. We'll go ahead and cut those in a moment. So the next thing we need to do is figure out how big we need our hole to be in our actual candle holder. So I went into the garage, looked through all my drill bits, and I found a 1/4-inch drill bit that's pretty much the same size as a standard Hanukkah candle. It's slightly smaller than the candle itself, but obviously candles are made of wax. They're all going to vary slightly. And the good part is once we drill our hole, if it is a little bit small, because it's wax, we'll be able to jam it in there and we'll have a nice snug fit. So we're going to use this 1/4-inch drill bit in a power drill to go ahead and drill 1/4-inch holes in each of these blocks. Alright, so now we've drilled a hole into each and every one of our question mark blocks and our brick cubes. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure that our candles fit. So we've got the candle, just wedge it in there. Like I said, the candles are just a little bit too big, but they're made of wax. So just shave off a little bit of wax on the bottom when you work it in there, and you'll get a nice snug fit just like that, and our candle will be stable. Now, once that is done, we also had to go ahead and cut the bases in half. Remember where we do our black lines on these bases? Go ahead and cut those down, and now we can assemble and glue everything down. Okay, so once again, we're going to take our super glue and just put a dab of super glue on each of our blocks in the hole. Right there, we'll put one. And then we will, of course, glue it onto the stand. We're going to do that for each and every one. Alright, so we are looking at the entire Hanukkiah from above right now. We've got our 3 candles on the left, 3 candles on the right, and 3 low down in the front. Now, the last thing we got to do is just glue all these parts together. As you can see, this is still loose. All of these are still loose. Once that's all glued together, we will be good to go, and we will check out the final product. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the rest of that down. Alright, so there we have it, our complete Super Mario Brothers themed Hanukkiah Menorah. As I said in the last step, I went ahead and added these extra Goombas and coins that came with the SH Figure Art set to really give it a finished off look, so that even when these candles are removed, it still looks like a complete Super Mario Brothers display stand. The really cool thing about this is you can get the kids involved when you are getting that menorah lit every night for Hanukkah. You light the candles and they can add their favorite character each and every night. One by one, as the candles get lit, another character joins the cast of characters to save the Mushroom Kingdom. And of course, every night, Bowser is always a threat, so he sits up there as our pilot Shamash candle every single night of Hanukkah. And by the end, after 8 crazy nights, as they say, we have an entire, complete, awesome looking Super Mario Brothers Hanukkiah.
Alright guys, there you have it. That is everything you need and everything you need to know on how to make your very own Super Mario Brothers themed Hanukkiah. Now this is a great project, of course, for the Hanukkah holiday, but even after the holiday is over, just remove the candles and you have your very own super awesome looking, one-of-a-kind Super Mario Brothers Amiibo display. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope to see you guys soon.